In the introduction, I already mentioned to our audience how awesome you are. And so, but we always love to hear the story, by yourself. So can you kind of tell us, how did you make it to today to do, such an awesome work?
Yeah, I was thinking there must be another way that I could use my skill set to impact people, but I don't necessarily want to throw away the career that I've been praying about, that I've worked so hard to achieve. And so I came across coaching. I went to like a 2-day seminar, came across coaching, realized that there was this whole industry around supporting people on a personal level, and I was sold. So then I did my certification alongside my legal career, and was doing both for a very long time. So working with clients, particularly women who had challenges around their careers, and doing my legal work. And then earlier on, well, in the midst of the pandemic last year, I was juggling a lot. So I was working part-time as legal counsel inside of a startup. I had coaching clients, corporate coaching clients and individual coaching clients, and I was homeschooling 2 children, age 4 and 6. And I got to the point where I was like, okay, my brain is about to break. A ball is going to drop. I cannot do all these things. But I'd been building up my business on the side for a while. And the goal was for me to get it to the place where I could just, I could actually be in my business full time. And so I was like, said to my husband, I've got to call it. Like, I can't keep doing what I'm doing. I either go back to my legal career and just do that, or I build this business. And so I made the decision to go and build the business, but I was nervous. Like, I was like, oh, like, am I really going to do this? And I remember having this major kind of God wink moment where I was kind of in a place of like, is this just me wanting to run ahead with this, or does God really see this as where I should be? And long story short, I remember like having a moment where a friend of mine called me in the morning when I was dealing with my kids, giving them breakfast and stuff. And she called me. I looked at the phone. I thought, oh, this is one of those friends that's, going to talk for a long time. Should I speak to her now, or should I call her back? But the Holy Spirit was like, answer the phone. So I was like, okay, I answered. And what she said to me was, I know you're busy. I know you're probably getting the kids ready. But the Holy Spirit said, I need to tell you this. And here's what I have to say. And I don't even know what it means. So she said, I see you. Keep going. You're on the right path. Keep going. And I was like, oh my goodness. So in that moment, I just said to her, look, I'm almost in tears right now, and I cannot explain to you what is going on. And I haven't got time to go into it. Just know that I'm very grateful for your obedience right now, and I will explain everything to you later. And for me, that was like, God reaching down and being like, yes, go for it. And so I went for it. And so now I'm here almost a year into running my business full time. And it's just been incredible to see not only the growth in the business, but the growth in me as an individual, and all of the growth that's been required to really step into being a CEO of a business. I'm like, is this actually, am I actually doing this? Because I'm living what I determined to be my dream role. Like 2 years ago when I wrote down, ideally, what would I want to be doing? I'm doing that now. And so, yeah, that's been the journey to this point.
That's awesome. I just love those moments when God just kind of somehow either send a person or send some message through all different kind of formats, and then make sure that we get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here is the thing, right? Because I used to be a career woman. Corporate career woman. I always call that my formal life. I even in my time, well, guys, Jenny is much younger than me, just so you guys know, okay? And so I even could see that even still now, I feel it seems what I heard around the people around me, it still seems the same when it comes to the struggling for career women, especially the women of color. And sometimes we kind of feel like after kind of God called us to be in that job, and then for a while, and it feel a little bit stuck, but then we also a little bit afraid to move forward and stuff like that. So let me just hit the first question. What would you say? What are some common mistakes that career women make before they try to get to the next level?
Yeah, I think a common mistake is following the path of a decision that you made in a different season. So, when you first finish your degree and you enter into the corporate world, you make decisions about where you want to be and why you want to be there. And some of that decision making is informed by your circumstance, and some of it is informed by, the status quo. And this is how people always do it. Like you come out of university or you come out of college and then you start this role and you're in this role for a few years. And then the next thing to do is for you to go for a promotion. And so people can get very caught up in what they should be doing next. And they make decisions around that in a certain season, but maybe their life has changed. Maybe they've become parents, maybe different life transitions have happened. And instead of them recalibrating and saying, is this path the path that I need to still be on? They just continue with their head down doing the same thing, when actually sometimes it may be that you were called into this role for a season and for a reason, and now it's like time to move on various different levels. But sometimes people feel so committed and they feel guilty about making a change to a decision that they made before, that they stay too long with it. And even when it comes to people progressing, if you want to have a salary increase and you want to bump up your, what you get paid, the easiest way to do that is to move around. Like people will be like, I'm going to wait for my annual review, and you might get like a little 2 or 3% increase. You can move to another role within another organization and get multiple, 10, 20, 30, 40 grand more for doing exactly the same job if you know how to position yourself. So I think having the idea that I have to stay where I am is a problem, and then not really being strategic about how you're navigating your way through in your career is another big one.
So that is a key word, guys. Be strategic. And obviously, for those of you are listening now and then you're thinking, great, but how do I be strategic? How do I navigate through these paths when I know current position is not where I should be anymore? It's not aligned with what I'm called to do this season, aligned with my life purpose. And so how do we do that? Obviously, fear will be at play, right? So can you share with us how then the ladies, they can overcome that fear and then be, as you say, strategically move forward?
Yeah, I think a big piece of it is for you to take the time to redefine the vision. Because when you first start in your career, you might say, yeah, I want to work hard and get to the top. And then when you get into the work that you do, you realize, oh, what I thought this was going to be is not what it is, like I was with my legal career. And so you taking the time to really look at, well, where do I want to go next? And why do I want to do that? And taking the time to set the vision makes it easier then for you to work backwards to figure out what the strategy needs to be. Because if the vision for you is, yes, I want to get promoted and I want to get elevated in this role, the way that you maneuver is going to be different from, oh, I want to move into a different industry, or I want to sidestep and do something different. So that's the first thing, set the vision. And then from there, you can work out, all right, if that's the vision, what steps might I need to take to get me there? And if you're not sure about what steps, then that's the point where you're like, okay, I need to get outside support. I either need a mentor, somebody who has already done what it is that I want to do. And if I'm feeling like things like fear and imposter syndrome are holding me back from what I know I need to do, then maybe you need to go out and get a coach. Or maybe you need to get yourself in a community or find other like-minded people who are making the types of moves that you're wanting to make, so that you're not just there by yourself trying to figure this out. Community is key in order for you to make any movements. But first, you need to know what the vision is that you're moving towards.
And if you like this video and this episode, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share with others, so more crisis center leaders have the opportunity to consume this type of valuable content. Before I go, I just want to remind you that you can click on the screen to go to the next business growth videos, and I will see you in the next episode.